I'm a marathon runner, and I run this trail every morning. Before the trail was built, the only place to run was on the highway, and Route 66 is narrow with heavy traffic moving at high speed. Well, the trail started as an idea, but it developed into a public asset. The railroad was built to develop the local economy, including the local lumber, coal, and glass industries in Clarion County. When these industries declined, it was operated as a tourist railroad for a short time. Then salvage operations began in 2010. When I saw the rails and the ties being removed, we immediately saw an opportunity to develop a trail that we could hike and bike on instead of on the highway. I contacted the salvage company and negotiated a lease. This was in about 2013, about 4 miles of the trail between Lucinda and Snydersburg. I trimmed back the trees and the brush, I graded it, I rolled it, I paved it. At that point, people in the communities to the north and the south of the section we had prepared and constructed, they approached me and they said, why can't we have it too? And they wanted the trail extended.
We noticed a couple miles of trails of this trail being developed in the Lucinda area, and I thought, what a great idea to bring this trail north so it would connect to the state park.
We brought in the people who were interested as volunteers, and then they brought in more volunteers, and we began to expand and lengthen the trail in both directions.
For years, my wife and I have been bikers, but we would have to load our bikes up, go 30 miles into Oil City or whatever to ride with the kids and that. So when the chance came to have something like this in our backyard, it was kind of a no-brainer.
We formed a nonprofit corporation. We sold memberships in the trail. Then we went to the local community and the local businesses and solicited donations. And boy, everybody was just eager to jump on it.
To see the community support for something like this and the amount of people that use it on a daily basis, that's probably the most surprising thing to me.
I love how well it's maintained. It's so comfortable to ride since it's a paved trail. And just being out here kind of in the country and getting away from traffic and congestion. Yeah.
I kind of brought my cousin Bill Moore into the mix on the trail group. He had engineering skills. He was a civil engineer.
We had a big chunk of the trail behind our house, and we were always looking for a place to ride our bikes or take a long walk or those sorts of things. So I just got involved and started working on stuff.
We did not have funds to do much, but we had volunteers, and what we found was that with volunteers, we could construct a trail.
That's the neat part. Everything was done with volunteer labor. A few phone calls and everybody jumped on board. People with chainsaws were showing up. Before long, we had the path cleared. Then we graded it down with donated heavy equipment, and that got us started.
So we would do all the engineering work, prep work, design whatever we needed to design, and then build it.
And so we were able to construct a trail with donated materials and with donated labor.
We had the Votech kids over at Clarion Votech built all the gates like you see behind me here.
So we did everything absent the paving ourselves, which let us build trail at a very low rate compared to most people.
So right down the line, everybody has just given their time and their talents and their equipment sometimes to get the job done, and it's what's made this all work.
It's a public asset, but it was built by the public.
I walk on this trail about 4 or 5 times a week. I used to watch the train run on the trail, and my grandpa used to be the conductor of the train, and my mom took the first ride to Foxburg. This trail is very much an asset because I live right near it, and it almost calls your name.
Because where this trail goes, which is through the backyards of Clarion County, I think one of the benefits that it brings to the area is the ability to see what's here.
I think that when people come here for the very first time, especially, they're like, wow, we didn't realize this was so nice and pristine and it's so well maintained. So thank you for all the volunteers that have been working so hard to make it this nice.
The volunteers are an ongoing effort. We have probably a core group of about 10 to 15 that work all the time on the trail, mowing, cutting brush, trees that are down and things like that.
I've lived in Leeper all my life. I can walk out the door and onto the trail. There was gravel here, and that's what the railroad bed was made out of. My wife would walk on it and rode bicycles on it, and of course when she'd come home she'd have a black streak up her back, and she said, wouldn't that really be nice if this was blacktopped, if you'd help them get together and get some work done, you know. She said you have the capability of being able to help them do that.
Well, we took a look at the other trails, and particularly in the region, we saw some that were paved, some that weren't paved. It became apparent to us that if we wanted to have a first-class trail, we needed to pave it.
We felt that was the best way for everybody in the community to be able to use it.
This is my first time to come over to the trail. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm thrilled that it's paved because I'm in a wheelchair, and anyone else in a wheelchair needs to know that it's very easy. It's just a good break in the routine to come over and ride on the trail.
I was approached by a couple other board members because of my background. I manage the Clarion Conservation District. At first I was, working with the web designer to try to put together our story, the history of the trail. And as time went on, we developed a social media presence, and that really helps to connect the trail community.
Well, Rail 66 travels through a number of different neighborhoods. You meet people from each neighborhood. They're out here doing the same as you, enjoying it.
People bump into each other all the time on the trail, so I think it's helped knit the community together.
My bike helmet's probably 20 years old.
See? I told you could do it. Look at you go.
The best part is I like to do activities it's an activity with my family.
Fall is my favorite time of the year to use this trail, but winter is also very pristine as well, so you can really enjoy it all year round.
Al Lander did phase 1 himself, which was 4 miles by Lucinda. Then phase 2 went from Lucinda up towards Leeper. Phase 3 was the section where we went from Lucinda down to 322 by Clarion. Then the toughest year was when we did phase 4, which was from where I'm standing here in Leeper at the park, going north to the Forest County line.
I think that they did a bang-up job of making this trail.
I would ride this trail more often if it was closer to Knox. But hopefully it will be, someday, it will connect to Knox, and we'll have that opportunity to ride from Knox to here and further.
So I think from an economic standpoint, there's a lot of spin-off. I was involved in economic development for a lot of years, so I'm very sensitive to that issue, but I think it's great for the area.
It's a lot of fun. These people have a good time in this trail, and I've had a lot of them say that to me. This trail has really helped me. The bicyclists and walkers stop quite regularly, and they're very good customers of mine.
My husband and I really wanted to create a nice space outside. We're a mile from the trailhead. We get a lot of people off of the bike trail, and we finally got a sign down on the trail this week so people can see us when they come off of the trail.
We've only ridden the trail a couple of times, and we were surprised we found a brewery here and stopped in. It's very nice.
I believe having the trail so close to our business has really provided us an opportunity to maybe reach out to customers that have never seen or been able to make it out to our market but are just passing by. We wanted to be able to participate in what an awesome experience it is to actually have a bike trail so close to home.
The one thing that I think most of us that have worked the trail are most proud about is not that we built a lot of miles of trail, not that we overcame engineering issues and the like. I mean, we certainly did those things. But I think most of us are most proud of the fact that we're getting people out exercising now and changing their lifestyles that wouldn't have done that otherwise.
It's an asset that we built and that we hold in trust for future generations.
We would just like to invite everybody to come and join us and enjoy this area, enjoy the trail, hike it, bike, contribute to keep us going throughout the years. We'd love to see your children and grandchildren get to use this trail.